All right, so today we're diving deep into something pretty fascinating.
Oh, yeah.
It's all about how letters, like the old-fashioned kind, became this incredible way for people to really, like, pour their hearts out.
Like way more than just how are you kind of letters, right?
Exactly. We're talking secrets, confessions, stuff they wouldn't even tell their spouses.
Wow, juicy.
Right. The text we're looking at is called Correspondences,
Okay, correspondences.
and it basically argues that over time, letters went from simple messages to these deeply personal exchanges, like almost like therapy sessions on paper.
Interesting. So it's not just what people were saying in these letters, but the fact that writing itself allowed them to be so honest.
That's exactly it. It's like sometimes it's so much easier to write something down than to actually say it out loud.
Oh, absolutely. And think about it. Back in the day, there were so many social rules, especially for women, about what you could and couldn't talk about openly.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So letter writing was like this secret weapon, this way to get around all that and really express yourself.
Like a loophole for honesty.
Exactly. And correspondences brings up this really intriguing point about how there's often this third person involved in these intimate letter exchanges.
A third person.
Yeah, like someone the writers are confiding in, but it's not their spouse. It could be a close friend, a therapist, even an online community nowadays.
Oh, I get it. Like maybe you tell your best friend about something before you even tell your partner.
Exactly. And the text gets into how this third person actually changes the whole dynamic between the letter writers.
It adds a whole other layer to it.
Right. It's like they're creating this triangle of trust and intimacy.
And speaking of intimacy, the text uses some pretty powerful language to describe how these relationships evolve through letter writing.
Like what kind of language?
Well, it uses terms like grand prêtresse and déesse.
Oh, wow. So like powerful female figures, almost like goddesses.
Exactly. It's suggesting that through sharing their secrets and vulnerabilities, the letter writers create this incredibly strong bond.
Like their relationship becomes sacred somehow.
Yeah, there's a real sense of reverence there. But then there's this interesting contrast with the term petite poetess, which is used to describe one of the writers.
Petite poetess, so like a little
Right.
poet, kind of minimizing her maybe.
Right. And it makes you wonder, is this a romanticized view of her? Especially given how raw and honest the letters actually are.
It's like the text is questioning whether these letters are a true reflection of who she is or just a carefully constructed version of herself.
And maybe a bit of both, right?
Probably. But that's what makes it so fascinating. It's this tension between the idealized image and the messy reality of human experience.
So basically, we've seen how letter writing went from these basic messages to this powerful form of self-expression
A way to connect on a deeper level.
and to explore parts of themselves they might not have even admitted to themselves, let alone anyone else.
It makes you think, though, in our world of instant messaging and social media, do we still have those spaces for deep connection and honesty?
That's the big question, right? What are the modern correspondences? Where do we go to be our true selves online?
And how does that shape who we are and how we relate to each other?
Things to ponder for sure.
Definitely food for thought.
Absolutely.
Fascinating stuff.
Yeah, really interesting.
Thanks for diving deep into that with me.
Of course, always a pleasure.
All right, until next time.
See you then.